welcome to another amazing episode of the Pageant Perspective podcast, where we go beyond the sash, unveiling stories and celebrating beauty. Now, I have three exceptional models for you here with me today. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please help me welcome Miss...
Good day, everyone. My name is Courtney Rispel, a 16-year-old proudly representing Eldorado Park. I currently hold the title of Miss Inter-Pageant Queen 2026. I live by the motto, tomorrow is not promised, yesterday is gone, but today is what counts, so make the best of it.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Miss Courtney. You look very beautiful in your crown. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I come bearing gifts, okay? Call me Miss Santa Claus because I got not one, not two, but three title holders in the building today. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our next guest, Miss...
Hello, my name is Malebo Dikgale. I'm 21 years of age from the beautiful Alberton in Johannesburg. I currently hold the title of overall winner of Miss Inter-Pageant as well as ambassador. My motto is nothing changes if nothing changes. If you live your life a certain way, you will surely reap those rewards, and that is how I live.
I told you guys, exceptional. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to welcome our final guest of the day. Please help me welcome Miss...
Hi everyone, my name is Latoya, Scheepers, a 22-year-old representative of Eldorado Park. I am currently your queen for Miss Inter-Pageant SA 2026. I live by one truth, be unapologetically you, because everything begins at home within you. So once you stand firmly in that truth of yours, you give others the courage to do the same. Thank you.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to take the deep dive down in the deep end?
Yes.
Hold on to your horses, ladies. Hold on, because we're about to get deep. Okay? Now, I want to start with Miss Courtney. What was it like hearing your name as the winner at Miss Inter-Pageant 2026?
It was very overwhelming, but it was a proud moment. All that effort and work I put in really paid off. So I can say it was amazing.
Wow. Thank you so much for that lovely answer. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Courtney over here is our team. Okay, she is the queen of the team. Now, we're moving on to Miss Malebo. Please tell us what was going through your mind when you heard your name announced for the first time.
When I heard my name announced for the first time, it honestly just felt like time stood still. My legs felt like they were planted in the ground, and then immediately they felt like they just lifted off the floor. And then I floated to go get my sash and get my crown, and it just felt so surreal and wonderful. And it definitely did feel like every single thing that I did to get to that point was just validated and given value that I actually did work hard and other people appreciate that.
I love that. Ladies, she got the validation and it shows on the crown. This is our overall winner, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Inter-Pageant 2026. Now, I'm going to move on to Miss Latoya with the beautiful hair and the stunning crown. What was it like to have your name announced?
So firstly, I was shocked.
Yeah.
But then, like pure gratitude started flowing. I realized that everything I prayed for is finally being answered, and I thought about my family, my team, and all the people who actually supported me, and I felt loved at that moment. Like it was a dream come true.
I can imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my gosh, I am overwhelmed. There's too much bling bling in this room. I might go blind. I can see I'm blind, ladies.
Sorry.
Now, I want to know from Miss Courtney, right? What inspired you to enter Miss Inter-Pageant, and what were your goals when you started?
What inspired me to enter Miss Inter-Pageant is that I love modeling from a very young age. And when I met Miss South Africa 2015, and I saw how she used the platform to inspire young girls and make a positive change in her community, I said I want to be like her.
You want to be like her?
Yes.
That is so awesome, guys. So the love for modeling came from a very young age?
From a very young age.
That's beautiful. And what were some of your goals?
Some of my goals was to make a positive change in my community and inspire girls to chase their dreams.
Wow, that's beautiful. Guys, it's 2026, okay? We need all the ladies stepping up and be like, I see an inspirational lady, I'm going to go for it. And I think Miss Courtney over here is a great example for that. Now, I want to hear from you, Miss Malebo. What inspired you to enter Miss Inter-Pageant, and what were your goals?
What inspired me to enter Miss Inter-Pageant was the fact that I've always been inspired by pageants from a very young age. I wanted to be involved in that community and have a sense of purpose to give back to people that maybe don't have anyone to speak up for them, especially young girls and people from rural areas. And your other question?
Your goals. What were some of your
My goals. My one goal was to start a charity foundation from this. And so far I was able to do that for my charity initiative, but I haven't made it a solidified government contract as yet.
Wow. Well, you're going there.
I'm definitely, exactly. So now that I have the platform to actually get there, I know it's definitely gonna materialize.
Now I want to hear from Miss Latoya. What inspired you to enter and what were your goals?
Okay, so funny story. Let's bring it back.
Okay, let's go.
Right, I was about like 5 years old, 6 years old. I was just this kid that would watch these princesses, Barbie and
Same.
you know.
Same.
So what I would do is I'd take a lot of blankets, right? Wrap them around my waist, and then I have one blanket over princess.
Your mom's high
you
heels?
know? Exactly. And there was like this big of a gap, but so the inspiration always started like I always seen myself as. I want to model one day. I want to be a face for a brand one day.
Wow.
But then life hit, and then people were like, "You actually too short." But it never stopped me. Like it never clocked yet. But then my friend, the former queen, Laila Bosman, I was here supporting her last year. So when I saw what's it all about and what it's like, I was like, I want to also be there, And my goal when I entered, so that inspired me. So my goal was basically to grow my confidence, use my voice as a purpose, and to give back to my community, of which I am doing, I'm in the process of that, and I'm not going to lie, the road is so smooth.
I mean, say that again, please. I don't think I heard you. The road is smooth, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I love seeing how, from each and every one of you, it seemed like modeling was something that really appealed to you from a very young age. And having the courage to step up into the modeling industry, and I mean, look at the results, right? But I mean, there has to have been some challenges, right? So I want to know from you, Courtney, what were some of the challenges you faced during the pageant, and how did you overcome them?
One of my challenges that I faced was self-doubt. At one point, I even wanted to drop out of the pageant. But I achieved this by believing in myself, and my family encouraged me to try it out.
So your family were your support system?
Yes, my biggest supporters.
I love that. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. And now from you, Miss Overall, what were some of the challenges you faced?
I think one of the challenges I faced would actually be at the sash ceremony. I wasn't expecting to be a person that has stage fright or anything like that. So on the day of the sash ceremony, we were actually supposed to do an introduction, and I didn't know anything about pageants. I don't have a pageant coach. So I was backstage hearing the girls say, "Oh yeah, we have to do this, we have to do this." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, what do we have to do?" No, literally. And then time is going, and they're calling us on stage. So I was like, "Okay, it's fine." So I go onto stage, and I ended up not saying anything at all when it was time to introduce myself, and it was very humbling, awkward, everything. And then when I was going off the stage, the lady that was telling people to go on stage, she gave me a hug. She was like, it's okay, and I burst out crying. So it was really a humbling experience. My sister came backstage to give me a hug, and I was just like, let's move on from this. But I think that moment more than anything pushed me to do better and get better to the point where I never find myself in that position. And then at the grand finale, I did my introduction and I answered the question. So I think I definitely proved to myself that I can do this and I am capable. So
I love it. She clocked it. She
clocked it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful response. That's amazing. Wow. Truly inspiring. Now, I want to hear from you, Latoya. What were some of the challenges, if there were any? I mean, you make this look all so easy. So please share with us. What were the challenges and how did you overcome them?
Well, my challenges, firstly, I know it looks simple, but it's not. It's a confident thing. I think the challenge was mostly speaking. When I speak, I would shake and shiver. my knees were just, you know.
People see it.
But yes, people saw it. The guy that passed me the mic was like, he came backstage, why were you shivering like that? I'm like, you won't understand. He's like, I will. I'm like, no. So I think the thing that, like the challenge that I was facing was mostly like speaking and, you know, standing there without shivering. And I guess it was just practice. I overcame it by actually asking my whole family. I have a big family. So I asked them all just to sit together, and then I stood there with the remote in my hand, speaking, and then, you know, the nerves started coming down. And I also think that once I saw them in the crowd, I was like, I did this before, man. You know, I can do it again. And then I did. So I overcame that fear of mine, the confidence in the voice, and
So yours is really practice made perfect.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, practice makes perfect. Okay, so keep practicing. Now, throughout your journeys, one thing I'm picking up is you had to develop certain skills. You had to learn certain things. You had to practice certain things to get where you are. So I want to know, how did this pageant change you? What are some of the skills that you've developed throughout this journey? Let's start with you, Courtney.
I would say I developed leadership and authenticity.
Love it. Say it again.
Resilience.
Yes.
Leadership.
Yes.
And authenticity.
Yes. That right there is Pageant Perspective Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Queen answer right there. Queen answer right there.
Yes.
I love it. Now, I want to hear from you, Malebo.
The skills that I think I have gained from this experience definitely would be resilience. I think that this journey was not what I expected at all. So just going with the punches, seeing what I had to do, adaptability as well, definitely became something big.
Yes.
So I think those are the skills that I've learned, as well as time management, because 3 months seems like a very long time. But when you have tasks to do every day, you have charity initiatives to hit, you have, you know, dresses to get, everything just gets mixed up along with real life. So I think that through this, I have learned to manage my time better and adapt and just grow as a person.
Wow. Beautiful. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen? You heard it? You heard it here first, okay? Don't forget. Now, I want to hear from Latoya. What were some of the skills you developed throughout this competition?
So firstly, I do agree with you. Time management is very important, and getting your stuff into order, because I also had to adapt. Like, I need to know that I used to work with alarms. You know, I used to set the alarm and be like, okay, 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes it rings, I snooze. So I think the skills that I had to learn is how to speak out, how to project.
Yes.
How to look at the judges and not just look like at the wall at the back. You look at the crowd. You have to own the stage, own the moment. And I guess I had to learn that, and I did.
Wow.
And I'm proud of myself that I learned it finally, you know.
I mean, clock it. Ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm loving this conversation. Okay, how long can we stay here? Now, I want to know, right? The pageant itself is such a stressful and, you know, it's a lot to take in for someone, right? But like, there are moments within the pageant and its journey where you get to like, whoa, is this really happening? And one of those moments I've realized is when the contestants wear their sashes for the first time. And in this pageant, you guys had to represent the pageant wearing your sashes out in public. I want to know the reactions you got from people seeing you wear these sashes, guys. Let's start with you, Courtney.
People were like, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, and some of them is like, where's this sash coming from and stuff like that. They're like, is this from some southern place? I'm like, no, guys, this is like in my community where I grew up.
Wow. You really get to represent the brand in your community.
Yes.
And you really get to see, like, not a lot of people know this, hey?
No, not a lot.
So for them to see it on you is like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to know, did anyone even ask you, where did you buy it? Did you get that question?
Nah, not really.
Okay, thank you so much for that response. Now, I want to move over to our winner, overall winner. What were the reactions that you got wearing your sash?
The reactions that I got wearing the sash were honestly very positive. I wasn't expecting it because I was very shy to wear the sash in public. I was like, oh, everyone is going to be looking at me. I don't know how to feel.
That's the point.
No, that is literally the point. But when I was in public, people were so overly proud of me. They came to congratulate me because they were just like, this is, a big thing. And I felt that if a stranger could congratulate me and feel such compassion towards me, it was just so motivating. And it really made me feel like, okay, I'm actually in a pageant. I'm actually doing this, So I think the reactions are amazing.
Wow, and I think a lot of people confuse that, like having the sash is the prize, when it's really
Exactly.
what you represent with the sash.
Exactly.
Bringing a sash into a local community.
Exactly.
It makes people wonder. It makes people feel encouraged and inspired.
Exactly,
right?
because they see that you're doing something towards yourself, to better yourself, to better a community. It also makes people feel some kind of empowerment, even if they don't necessarily engage with you. Yeah.
So they feel proud seeing you with the sash.
Exactly. Even if they don't know me, if they do know me, it definitely was an experience that I wasn't expecting at all.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for that response. And now, Miss Latoya, let's hear it, girl. Spill the beans.
So I always have a story. I always have
I love it, and I love
a
the stories.
story because you need background. We need background.
There's no future. There's no future without the past.
Exactly.
Take us back, girl. Take us back, girl.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the finalist sesh, right? So once I received my finalist sesh, I went out and then I would just put it on for pictures because I was also kind of shy. I was like, do I really? Don't I? But then the day came where I actually went to Gold Reef City with it. Like I had it on because my friends was like, no, you're gonna wear that, girl. What are you doing? You're gonna wear it. Why are you taking it off? Someone give you a bag here. You're not gonna put it in the bag. So when that happened, people were like, oh, happy birthday. And then I was like, thank you. It's not yet my birthday. Thank you. And then they were asking me, okay, so what is it about? I'm like, oh, so I'm the finalist for, the Miss Inter-Pageant SA 2026. This is a pageant for the girlies to empower yourself and, grow your confidence, grow like your background if you really want to become that pageant girly. And then when it happened, because I went to church with my sash as well and they prayed for me. So, my pastor told me, girl, you're going to make it, you're going to be queen. And I was just standing there like, okay. And then actually it happened that I became queen and then I wore my sash again and people were like, you see, we told you. My friends was like, you see why we said don't take it off.
You must give me your pastor's number. So next time I go to him.
No problem, girl. No problem.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was a blessing.
No, that's so beautiful.
So amazing.
And it really just highlights just how much, like, a lot of people, they take the sash as the accomplishment, but it's really the thing you represent behind the sash. You know what I mean? People look up to that. They want to see that. They want to feel that. They want to relate to you in that way. And how they do it is when they see you guys wearing your sashes and your crown, they go, oh, who is that? What is that? How do I become that?
Yes.
And on its own, it changes the way community works and how people are willing to spend their time. You know what I mean? And with community work, a big part of Miss Inter-Pageant is charity work.
Yes.
So I want to know, what were some of the moments that really touched your heart? You wearing the sash, you doing the community work. What were some moments that really made you go, wow, this is worth it for me? Let's start with you, Courtney.
I would say the moment that really touched my heart was when I was giving out food to the soccer kids, because that's what I love. I love playing soccer also.
Yes, girl.
So when I was giving it out to them, and they were so grateful for that, and I was like, that really touched me, I'm so happy. I'm making a positive change in other people's lives.
And you really are. I mean, can you imagine a girl in soccer? Already that stigma on its own, right? And then here you come, you play soccer, you love soccer, you're in a dress, you're in a heel. She can rock the sneakers and the heels. Like,
yes.
Come on.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for that.
You're
and
welcome.
now, Miss Queen, please tell us, what moment during your charity initiatives really touched your heart?
I think the moment that really touched my heart was when I actually had 2 charity initiatives that I tried to do. The first one was a pad drive because I know that a lot of young girls don't have access to pads and they miss days of school. They use newspapers, they use rags. It's just very unhygienic. They get sick. So when I thought about doing the pad drive, I made a poster, I posted it, I got people to, donate, but it didn't have as much reach as I thought it would. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I need to change and do something else, because I don't want to just do it for the sake of the pageant and say that I've done it. I actually want to make a difference in someone's life. So from that, I had the idea to go to learners in rural areas, specifically areas where they don't have Wi-Fi, they don't have resources that they need to study, they don't have books, all of that. So specifically for matriculants, they need Wi-Fi to apply to universities. And if they don't have that and they want to actually go to tertiary education, that's just quite a shame. It's really sad that you're denied the opportunity simply because you don't have the resources, not because you don't want to, not because you're not smart enough.
Wow.
Yes. So I think me finding that idea and actually doing that for somebody was really a moment that made me see what a pageant can do, the power of a pageant, because I would have never done this under any other circumstances where I had to think deeply about how I could affect another person's life, another person's future, So I think that was definitely a big moment for me.
Wow, that's beautiful and also very impactful, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes back to show just how small things like this may look a certain way, but once you get into it and you get into the works behind it, you really get to see how much more work needs to be done.
Exactly.
And how much the little you're doing now is a fraction compared to the big masses of things that actually need to be done.
Exactly.
So stepping beyond that and stepping beyond the sash, pageant perspective, stepping beyond the sash and actually getting into the works of it, it really brings out and it really makes you open to what needs to be done and how can these things be done.
Yeah, and you don't need a big pageant like Miss SA with R1 million to make a difference. You can really just put in the effort.
Start small. Love it.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, these are real queens in the building. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. Now, I want to know from Latoya. Please, share the story, girl.
So,
let's
my
rewind.
Story. Okay, so I also fed soccer kids, right? And I remember after they eat, they bring their bowls back and then we give them a fruit or something. So there was this other small girl. Aww. And then I gave her the apple, she looked at me and she was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I was like, thank you. And then she actually asked me, she was like, so what is this thing? She was pointing the sash and I'm like, oh, it means I'm a model. She's like, oh, when I'm bigger and I'll be like, I said, okay. So I also, my job currently also is teaching dance classes in my community. And I wasn't there for 2 weeks, 2 Wednesdays now. And then I got the children in the street, they're like, okay, so when are you coming back? I'm like, guys, no, I don't want to come back. No, can we do the choreo that we did when we saw you? Can we do that choreo again and we shoot a video and we post it? Please come back. Why aren't you coming? And then I just explained to them that, guys, I have other work as well. And they're like, no, you must come back. And I was like, I will come back. So, I mean, these young kids touches my heart. In general, they touch my heart because it's I never thought about it. I never thought that I'm such a I'm such an inspiration or I have a huge impact on kids, but turns out I do.
No.
I never knew.
Well, now you do. Now I do. And that is so beautiful. And to think you were the girl that looked up to another girl and now you've become the girl that other girls look up to. I love it. Full circle moment, ladies and gentlemen. I love that. Now, pageantry is hectic. Let's not lie about that. Yeah. Beyond the glitz and the glam, the makeup, the sashes, the crown, it is hectic. And I think one of the ways to really get through the pageant is having a strong support system. So I want to know, Courtney, who was your support throughout the competition, and how did it help you on stage and beyond the stage?
Like I said, it was my family whose encouragement has helped me out through every step of this journey.
Wow.
Just seeing them cheer for me made me feel that happiness. And that, all that nerves was gone already. I was like, okay, my family's here to support me. I don't need no one else, just them.
And it's That is such a beautiful answer. And the fact that you mentioned your family twice is like it really goes close to home, you know?
Yes.
And it hits different when you're on stage and you see your family in the crowd. It's like, this is why I'm here.
Yes,
you know?
for sure.
If not for me, for them. So you just have to continue. I love that. That is so beautiful. Now, I want to know from you, Malebo, who was your biggest support system throughout the pageant? And who is that one person that installed something in you that grew inside of you, that helped you actually go through the pageant journey as a whole?
I think my support system definitely was not just one person. It was my friends, it was my supporters, it was my sister, it was my partner. I don't think I ever had a day where I felt like I was alone in this journey, and that was really wonderful. Anytime I felt overwhelmed, I would pick up the phone and call my sister. I would maybe call my partner as well, and I always felt that someone was going to hear me out. Someone was going to tell me, listen, you're fine, like just go eat some food, go back to the drawing board, you know,
Eat some food.
Exactly, because you're just hungry.
Most of our problems come from hunger. Let's be real.
No worries.
That's so true.
But exactly. But I think my biggest support system, I'd have to say, was my sister. I remember calling her the day before the pageant, and that whole week I was just not okay. I was stressed out, and I called her crying. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't feel okay. Should I even do this? My dress is like, I was not really feeling like everything is going to be okay.
Yeah.
And she talked me down. She told me everything is going to be fine. And over and above that, she was like, okay, since your pageant is tomorrow, how about I pay for your makeup so that you don't have another thing to do in the morning? And it really, yeah, like I really
That's
just,
so cute.
I really, I really just never felt the burden of the pageant, like the weight of it. Like people were always carrying it with me.
Wow.
So it was really lovely.
And it makes it so much easier, right?
It makes it, I woke up and went to get my makeup done. I didn't have to do my makeup, and my makeup was flawless that day. I definitely felt like a star. I definitely felt like a star.
No, I love that. I love that. I love that. Does your sister do sponsorship? Okay, well, we'll talk.
No, for sure.
Now, I want to hear from you, Latoya. What was your support system, and who is the person that installed in you throughout this pageant?
So my support system, right?
Take us back.
As I said previously, my family.
Yeah.
They were there to listen when I wanted to speak, of which I don't speak normally. So
I find that hard to believe.
I mean, I speak to them individually, but not like all together. So they were there for me, to listen to me, and to do the runarounds with me. You know, to go and get my dress when I have to go and fetch my funky denim outfit.
Yeah.
You know, we split like this,
Yes,
like
teamwork.
at a T-junction.
Teamwork, guys.
So, I guess that's my family. I mean, each and every one of them.
Yeah.
You know, my grandfather couldn't make it to be there on the day, but I still went home and he was like, you are that girl. You are the girl you think you are.
Okay.
But then the person that installed much of her energy in me.
Who is it?
It's my beautiful mother. It's my mother. You know, that week of the pageant day, the Monday was my birthday. So I didn't go anywhere. I slept because I was telling her that I'm nervous, I'm stressed, you know, my stomach is in knots. I'm not feeling. She said to me, eat, drink medication, sleep. That whole week she was like, I told her my head is paining. She's like, stop stressing, and she would rub my back and be like, it's okay, like don't stress about it. You know, you're gonna be fine. You know, she heard my intro. She was like, you're gonna be fine, girl. Why are you stressing? So I mean, she installed energy into me, because after that I was just relieved. I was like, okay, so the energy finally rubbed off. It did. The prayer as well.
The queen energy
It just
fell down.
in, you know. But yeah, it's definitely my family and my mother.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. And before I forget, Courtney, we didn't hear from you. Who's the person that installed, you know, the right ingredients? You know, who was the one putting in the sauces and the spices to bring
stirring it up.
forth, you know, this beautiful, gorgeous young woman we see here today?
I would say my mother,
Aww.
because at one point I did want to drop out.
No.
And she was like, no, Courtney, you have to do it. Come on, it's your dream. Go and fetch it. It's yours.
And you mentioned it's yours.
Here's the
Literally.
dream here, guys.
Exactly.
And I was like, okay, if not for me, for her.
Yeah.
Let's at least make her proud, you know?
Wow.
She has supported me out through my whole life. Let me repay her with this, bringing the crown home for her.
I love it. I love
That's
it.
so nice.
If not for you, do it for your mama.
That's so cute.
So cute, guy. I'm gonna cry. Hold on. I miss my mommy now. Mommy, I love you. I forgot to do the dishes, but I love you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we had a lot of social media campaigning and self-promotion going on in the pageant. And I know social media is hectic. I mean, there are some of us, the older generations, you know, the mature, we don't know how to use social media. Now, I want to hear from you young ladies. How did you go about engaging with your fans and keeping track and just keeping your audiences engaged? How did you go about that?
I would say I was always entertaining them.
Yes.
By saying, guys, come on, chase your dream. And not that, even at school, I was giving out flyers like, guys, please support me.
Yes, girl.
Vote for me.
Yes,
even
girl.
at church, I was standing in front and the pastor's like, okay, guys, let's support Courtney in this.
Yes, girl.
And he prayed for me and he was like, you have a lot of advantage now. My prayers is
Wow.
what you...
Amen.
Yes.
Prayers answered. Amen.
For sure it is.
God
Oh, wow,
sent his
that's
angels
beautiful.
down.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
this is a sign, guys. If you want to win a pageant, go to church.
Honestly,
Ask
they're
the pastor.
pastors. For my social media, I think I took a very different approach. I remember I had one video where I was waking up in the sash, going to gym in the sash, cooking in the sash.
I mean,
like,
everything in the sash.
exactly. Like I just didn't want to take it off just to show how excited I was about the process.
Yeah.
I was making videos reminding people to vote. I was constantly making sure that people remembered, hey, I'm actually doing this thing.
Yeah.
Please make sure to vote. Please make sure to
Yeah.
come support. So that was my social media perspective. And something that was very interesting was that every single time I posted, I would obviously collaborate with Miss Inter-Pageant. So I had both their followers and my followers seeing my posts. So it was a new thing for me to have that much engagement on my post. So it also motivated me to
Keep
post
going.
and
I
stay
love that.
consistent.
I love that. Right. Consistency is key, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Okay, you heard it here first. Now, I want to hear from Miss Latoya. Take us back, girl.
I'm
Let's
taking-
rewind.
I'm rewinding slowly. So, my social media, right? If you go to my Instagram page, you're gonna find modeling, dancing, pictures.
Yes, girl.
It's a mixture.
All of it. All
You
of
know,
it.
mother-in-law spices. It's a mixture. So, definitely when I started, posting videos on Instagram about Miss Inter-Pageant, people were asking me, okay, so what is this? I just saw Miss Eldorado Park. So is this a new one? Is this another one? And I'd be like, yes, it's a new one.
Another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
And guess what? God did. So with my thing, also I would like to meet people in person, and tell them that you need to vote for me. And my uncle printed out my voting card, and then my cousin went to give it out at her school. And guess what? One friend of us sent me a whole video and a picture on Instagram. He made it his book cover.
Oh my god.
He made my voting card his book cover. So you take it out, you see my face there with the voting and everything. So
No, you had a lot of support.
I think
No, that's
that's also like the thing that that helped my social media, man.
Yeah.
Because now a lot of people saw flyers handed out to them. Most of them didn't see it on the socials. They saw
the
it because
papers.
they saw the papers.
Okay.
So I guess also flyers do help in terms of social media because old people don't have social media nowadays. So
I don't know how to use it. She just said that. She just...
I really don't.
but you're not old though. I don't believe you.
Shh, don't tell them. Oh,
Yes.
wow. No, I love that. And I love the creativity behind the engagement. I mean, we had one queen going the whole day with the sash. She went to sleep in the sash. She went to eat with the sash. She went to gym with the sash. That is so much fun. I like that. I'm going to steal that.
Honestly.
And I love how all of that just goes back to like, it's the community for the community, not just for you. Because people saw you and they were curious and they were like, what is this? When they went, what is this? You came with the answer and they're like,
Yes.
This is what it is. Eh?
And also, people are like surprisingly supportive. No one is gonna see you trying.
Engaged.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. No one is gonna turn you down.
It's
No one's
just-
judging.
You know what?
Exactly.
When they look at us, they're watching a whole TV soapy.
Exactly. They're like, her life
they
is so
wanna know
interesting.
what's up
Exactly,
next, and-
exactly.
and they
So
love
I think at
it.
that way it was a bit easy.
Wow.
Yes.
No, I'm stealing all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are unfortunately coming towards the end of our interview. But before we leave, before you go, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know, it's that time, okay, for that groundbreaking question. Ladies, there's no gentlemen, so ladies.
Yes.
I want to hear from each and every one of you. What legacy would you like to leave behind when the lights go off and the stage is quiet and there's nobody in the room? What legacy would you want people to have? Let's start with you, Courtney.
I would say someone that never ever gave up on their dreams.
Ooh, I love it.
Someone who is very kind and has leadership skills in them.
Yes.
Also, the most important, compassionate.
Yeah, I love
Yes.
that. So yours is dream it, be it. Period.
Yes.
Stand on
Period.
the shine.
Period.
You're shining all right. The dress is shining, the crown is shining, the sash is shining.
Everything. Teeth are shining.
At least you also have some shiny.
Yes, literally. She's also a queen.
My shiny is still downloaded. And what about you?
I think I definitely want to leave a legacy of someone who was authentic, someone who was a very hard worker, and just someone who made a change and someone who did exactly what they said they were going to do, not just after this journey, but just in life as well.
I love that.
Yes.
You sound like Michael Jackson.
Oh my gosh.
Brewing stars here.
Reincarnated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where stars are born. Don't forget, you saw it here first on the Pageant Business Podcast.
yes.
Now let's hear from Miss Latoya. Tell us about the legacy. Let's go.
So the legacy that I would love to leave behind is a multitasking legacy, first of all.
You do
Because
everything.
Doesn't mean just because you a pageant girl you have to stick to pageants. I mean, we out here dancing, acting, being a chef. You know, we're doing everything.
You in music videos?
Clock it.
But I mean, the world is big, big enough for us to do everything. It doesn't mean we're a woman. We're only supposed to be doing woman things. You know what I mean?
We're so over that.
Let's become our businesswoman, make our bags, and you know, be passive. So what I would say is the legacy, multitasking, girl power. You know, standing on business, standing on your ground, firm enough to have other people's backs.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I would love to, you know, be the true person that you are.
I
Because
love
now
that.
you're gonna come there looking
Hey,
like what? So be yourself, be true to yourself. Allow others to be true to you.
Yeah.
Don't take offense in anything that, you know, is being said wrongly to you. You know, everybody learns, everybody's corrected. And that's just, I mean, just grasp. Take the moment to grasp.
Grasp.
And have that legacy with you, you know?
I love it.
Yes. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
And we're all loving it, guys. We
Thank
love it. We
you.
love it. I love it so much. You sound like the Disney machine, hey? All just dancing, singing, modeling,
Honestly,
everything. Just
honestly.
tick, 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 tick.
She
Listen,
is
I
the
watched
project.
Barbie when I was small.
So
man.
Exactly.
Yes.
Bobby was a fairy, policeman,
doctor,
everything.
Everything.
She was
I was a
everything.
mermaid also.
Yes.
Wait, we must drop the link in the comments.
Please.
Please, we need to send the link. We need to
Yeah,
send
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Also
Ladies
send
and
the link for us doing karaoke afterwards.
Ah.
No.
Oh, okay, that one's for us.
That
Sorry.
one will be on the private page, okay?
Oh,
that will be on the
exclusive content.
exclusive.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this episode. I hope you guys had a great time. Did you guys have fun?
Absolutely.
I had fun.
Absolutely.
I had a
Listen.
great time. It was so lovely. having you
Listen, there's a
ladies.
karaoke thing next door.
No, we're still gonna have more fun. It's not
Exactly.
over.
Exactly.
The cameras are cutting, but there's still a party.
Yeah, 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 yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is me, Latash Mapheka from the Pageant Perspective podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And keep an eye out, ladies and gentlemen, because I will be back with new amazing guests and a whole lot of fun. I hope you ladies and gentlemen are ready, because I sure am. Once again, it's Latash Mapheka from the Pageant Perspective podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.